Hey, good morning, afternoon, evening, everybody. How are y'all doing? This is Miss Wizenhunt. So today's going to be a little bit different, and from here going on out is going to be a little different. We are done with our entire book, with our entire units, and so we're going to be just doing kind of reviewing what we've done at the beginning of the year all the way up. So today we're going back to Unit 1. Real numbers. We're going to be talking about the different types of numbers, and then we're going to work on some rounding. So that's what this week's going to entail. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, all right. So we're going to be looking at real numbers. There's a couple different types of real numbers. There's rational and irrational. So rational numbers are ones that can be written in a fraction form, like a to b, where b is not 0. So an example would be a positive or a negative 1/2. A positive or negative 2/3, a positive or negative 6, but for it to be considered rational, it'd have to be written as 6/1 or positive negative 6/1. Rational numbers can be positive or negative. Now we're going to talk about the different types of rational numbers. There's terminating decimals. That's a decimal that stops. Remember, we write it as a fraction. So an example would be a positive or negative 1/2, because when you write that as a decimal, it's 0.5. Terminate means to stop. Think of the Terminator. He stops people, bad guys, good guys. I've never seen the movie, so I don't know. All right, so other examples would be positive or negative 0.25. That's 1/4. Positive or negative 0.17, which would be 17/100ths, 17/100. Positive negative 0.8, that would be 4/5, and so on and so on. Terminating decimal could also be positive or negative 3.28. It doesn't always have to be just the decimal. It could have a whole number in front. All right, those are terminating decimals. Should have an S. Terminating decimals. There's also repeating decimals. Okay, those are numbers that just keep on repeating. Some of the more famous ones are 1/3, which is 0.333, and so on. And then 2/3, which is 0.66, repeating, and it keeps going on and on. Other examples could be, and those are positive, negative as well. Other ones could be 0.171717. Anytime there's like the ... the ellipses, that just means it keeps going. So because the 17 repeats 171717, that's considered a repeating decimal. These are terminating decimals, and repeating decimals are types of rational numbers. All right. Whole numbers are also rational, and so are integers, but we'll get into that later. We're going to talk a little bit about irrational numbers now. Okay, so irrational numbers are numbers that the decimal doesn't stop, and there's no pattern to it. It just keeps going on and on and on. without any specific type of pattern. The most famous one is pi. Which is 3.1415921, and then it just keeps going. But 1415921, and then on and on and on. It's irrational because it keeps going on and on without any type of pattern. Any other ones would be like a positive. Well, it wouldn't be positive or negative. Sorry, it'd just be like the square root of 2. Which is 1.41413. It just keeps going on. No pattern. Another one would be like the square root of 14. There's no pattern. A pattern is going to be like 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 5, 2, 5, 2, 5, 8, 2, 5, 8, 2, 5, 8. Some type of pattern. Irrational is just that. All right. So what we're going to do, I know you don't have your calculators, but on my computer, I've got the little square root button. On my phone, I have the little square root button. So what we're going to do is we're going to practice putting an irrational number on a number line. So here's where we get into the rounding. Okay, so we're going to be rounding or / approximating irrational numbers. So what you would do if you had your calculator, you would type in the square root of 6, and we're going to put that on a number line. So when I put the square root of 6 in my calculator, I get 2.44948, and then it keeps going. What we're going to do is we're going to pretend this is money. Okay, so money, this would be $2, and there's 2 numbers after the decimal point. So we're going to look at those. We're going to draw a line here. We're going to look at this number. This number is a 9. If it's 5 or more, add 1 more. All right, so you'd add 1 more to this 4. If it's 4 or less, we're going to let it rest. All right, so that 9 is 5 or more, so we're going to add 1 to this 4. So $2.40, 1 plus 4 is 5 cents. So if we were to put that on a number line, well, $2.45, it's more than $2, so it's going to be more than $2, but it's less than 3. So if you think of these as money, making it money is probably the easiest way to do this. 2.45, well, that's less than $2.50. 250 would probably be right there. So if I were to plot the square root of 6 on the number line, I'd go right before that 250. I'd put it somewhere around right there. So that's square root of 6. All right, does that somewhat make sense? I hope so. All right, let's do the square root of 262. Make that into money. So I've got $16.18. I'm going to draw my line there. I'm going to circle the number after it. All right, so if it's 5 or more, add 1 next door. Well, 6 is more than 5, so I am going to add 1 next door. So 16.1, 8 plus 1 is 9. So $16.19 if I were to put that on a number line. Okay, so if we make those money, that's going to be more than $16, but less than 17. It's going to be less than $16.50. and in between that is 25, so 16.25. It's going to be less than $16.25, so it's going to be somewhere around right there. All right, I hope that makes sense. Please let me know if it doesn't. Okay guys, so this is a relatively short video, but you should be able to know the difference between a rational number and an irrational number. And with rational, you should be able to tell me if it's a terminating decimal or a repeating decimal. With irrational numbers, you should be able to put them in your calculator and make it into money, and you should be able to round it to the nearest hundredth, because there's 100 cents, 100 pennies, and a dollar. So the two numbers after the decimal is cents, hundredths. Anyway, I'm not sure if I've said it in this video, but this is going to be your video for this week. You're going to do a video, a quizzes, and then please don't forget to submit your Google Forms. Those are assignments as well. So you're going to have 3 assignments per week. Watching the video, I'm going to go ahead and give you credit as long as you do the quizzes and the form. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.